Hello, heroes of time. My name is Vince Southbless, aka the Indigo Babies, and this is my first devlog for a Technomancy Suite. So effectively, it's going to be a bunch of electronics devices, inventions that I create for my own personal use that have all the considerations of what I think a Technomancer should take account for. So this first one is a holographic visualization tool. For those who've been watching my channel, you'll see that I've been using a holographic display from a company called Looking Glass Factory, and I'm very fond of it. So to get straight into it, this holographic display in the end is going to be able to visualize all different things. I'm kind of calling it form, so I want to be able to create multi-object structures. I want to be able to manipulate individual objects. I want to be able to create visualizations for soundscapes and audio players, and I basically want to be able to do everything visual that you would expect from the kind of versatility that a hologram has. So in terms of where I am in terms of the devlog, what you would have just seen then, so with the UI, I'm creating like a holographic UI, so without actually being on the system it's hard to kind of tell, but obviously with the holograms you can look around the screen, and so what that means is that whereas with the UI systems that come with Unity and all these other kind of things, they're obviously made to be in perfect focus wherever you are. That's what makes them a good user experience, but I've had to make my own individual one so that it's still kind of playing with the holographic layers and isn't so perfect. And so effectively what it is the text is on that perfect line that you would expect, and the background is a moving background which is kind of moving against the depth axis. So when you're actually in front of the holographic display, you can get a bit of a feel for that, making it so that I've got text that can kind of change alongside of it. The way, well, even before all of that, what I created was the selector. So effectively what I've got is a system where I can put objects in and then have nested objects within that selection that can kind of go on indefinitely, and so it just knows to go down and select. So if I go back one, here's just the kind of like placeholder just at the beginning, so you can pick between spheres and cylinders. So I've got spheres here, boom, you go into spheres, then you've got these next options of spheres, and so now if I go into orb 3, I've got color 1 now. So what I can do with color 1 is I can change it, and just to make it a little bit more obvious for you, I'll go over to color 2, and as you can see a little bit more dynamically, you know, I'm changing that color there. So if I put it down to a super dark one, no, that's going the wrong way, so make it super dark. And now if I go back to color 1 and start changing that, and you can see that there, and then I can go back out and go back onto my other ones here, go back here, pick it, let's go switch the color back up, make it something brighter. Let's go bright red, back to color 1. What should we do? Get into something we can see a little bit. If I make that super, there we go, we can see that there. So as you can see, we got some manipulation with the color in there, and so basically what that is underneath is that is a specific coloring script that I've made, and so essentially from that I should be able to manipulate most of the aspects of shaders and materials. And then also what this is doing is it's interacting with my selector object. So basically these are the main things which is going through and it's selecting, and so this is all very kind of obvious how it works. And then what it means is on an individual object like this one, I've placed another thing which is called a selectee, and so when I go onto the selectee, what it does is it turns off the movement of the selector and is now interacting with whatever parameters the selectee has said that it wants to be able to manipulate. And so again, hopefully what this will do is it will create a dynamic way for me to kind of keep everything organized, because one of the main aims of this holographic familiar is to be able to do what I'm calling transmedial presentations. And so what the aim of that would be is that it could literally hook up into a folder, a project folder, go through all of the assets, figure out what is what's 3D, what's pictures, what's audio, and then be able to create. So not only would you be able to go and create your own presentations through a space on the app, but also maybe do some clever artificial intelligence ones where give it some parameters, make it understand what I'm going for, go through your files, and to be able to create holographic presentations on the fly. That is the aim of it here. So that's kind of where I've got to in terms of the visual manipulation as it relates to the selector and the selectee. And so the other thing that I have implemented is, if we go here, so we've got some audio going on. Let's get back out. Let's do it.
Nothing long, you know me, confident with the flow. Every day, all
and
day,
so now, if we go,
while I'm alive, you can never say Graham's dead and doubt my tunes will rise up from the dead.
So we've got some audio interaction here.
I wear blue, God's gift wears red. Stay out the street, that's what my mum said. Stay out the street, that's what my nan said.
You know what?
Stay out the street,
If we
that's
go
what
to
my
this
dad
one
said.
here,
While I'm alive, you can never say Graham's dead and doubt my
so yes, audio reactions, it's going to be another big part of this. I want to create a whole visualization so where you can go create all of these objects and then set how you want them to be able to react. So, if you're watching this, I hope you're having a blessed day, and yeah, like and subscribe if you liked it, or if you subscribe to it. Any questions, anything like that, come give me a shout. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your vibe.